Hi guys, this is your streamer Carlos. On today's video, I'm going to give you my review of episode 5 of Ashoka. So here we go, guys. I love this episode 5 of Ahsoka because we got to see cool stuff. Like, for example, just like where I left you guys uh last time at the end of my episode 4 review of Ahsoka. Ahsoka heard the voice, a familiar voice to her, and that voice that was familiar to Ahsoka was of her former Jedi Master Anakin Skywalker, also known as Darth Vader. But this particular version of Anakin Skywalker, or Anakin, wasn't his dark Vader self. He was a, the version, his still his I would call his version of Anakin, his clone war ghost clone war force ghost version, or illusion of Anakin. And of course, like I said, the last at the end of episode 4, Ahsoka was happy to see her former master, her old Jedi master, shocked in a good way, in a happy way, but also surprised to see her old master, Jedi master. and I really loved the deep conversation that both Ahsoka and her former Jedi Master Anakin had. But during this conversation, Ahsoka Anakin was like to Ahsoka, "You're scared. You are scared. Ahsoka, I didn't train you. I trained you to be centered, to be one, or to be united, or to be the to be united with the Force in you, or that I know that you have in you, and you're scared. You are scared. You seem scared. You seem scared to accept, yes, to recognize that you are a Jedi, even though that you departed, even though that you seceded, yes, seceded from the Jedi Order. And then the conversation got a little bit. Then the conversation got a little bit more intense. But this time, Anakin was like talking, but also talking in a tough tone. But they were also sparring, basically, lightsaber battling, lightsaber. I would call it a weird training tent session. My I would call it a weird Jedi lightsaber cardio session. But at one point during the fight, during the training, during the intense cardio training, lightsaber training fight, like I said, or like I'm coining it. We saw bits. Yes, we saw obviously the good side of Anakin, and obviously the Darth Vader, the dark side in Anakin as Darth Vader. We saw basically at one point during the training fight, Ashoka was on the floor of the glass pathway where we left her before she turned around and looked at Anakin at the end of episode 4 and but when she was on the ground we saw that there was a cloud, a very thick and dark cloud surrounding Anakin. Meaning, I'm guessing the cloud was like me. The cloud meant something, which I'm going to guess that the cloud meant that the dark side, the dark side, or the Sith, the dark side had imprinted into Anakin's Force Ghost. Then we saw him walking towards Ashoka, and we saw Anakin like normal Anakin, without obviously not being Darth Vader. Then we saw like I would call it a kind of a static, kind of a TV static thing. When you are looking through channels, then you see that gray screen that you get when you're watching TV sometimes, and then it comes back. Then the TV connection comes back, and that's what we saw. Anakin's Force Ghost, or whatever Anakin was, that Ashoka was saying, he was coming in and out of focus, as coming in and out of focus as the light side of himself, and also as Darth Vader. As Darth Vader, but then after 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 a couple then after seeing that, Ahsoka was afraid, shocked, well, afraid and shocked, or shocked and afraid. I'm gonna shocked afraid, and we saw we saw Anakin say to Ahsoka, get up, like get up in a very dark side way, and we saw him try to uh, finish off Ahsoka, his apprentice again, his former apprentice. But when he was doing that, we saw that his Anakin's Force ghost, or Force, or whatever whatever Ahsoka was saying of Anakin, we saw his eyes turning Sith yellow. Then all of a sudden, his eyes turned clear, turned bright, not dark, not yellow like Sith yellow, but more clear and bright, and just good and bright, and not Sith yellow, and bright as the light had come to him. I really love that part. Then we saw Anakin. Then we saw Anakin say to us, Ahsoka, come with me, Ahsoka. You need to, in a way, Anakin said, you need to reconnect with yourself again. You need to revisit your path as the Jedi that I trained you to become. And we saw basically Anakin transport himself and Ahsoka to Clone War arrow battles, where we saw a young teenage Ahsoka, a young teenage early apprentice years, and we saw her not only as a teenager, but we also saw her as the little girl that she was. Then we saw her as we know we know her now, and that to me those flashbacks to Clone War arrow battles were a very good sticking point. One of my favorite scenes. Then, after then after you know after then after coming back to reality, or coming back from having to travel back to those Clone War era battle memories, we see Ahsoka and Anakin battle each other out, battle each other in this intense lightsaber cardio fight. Then we go to the surface. We go to the surface, and we see General Syndulla, General Syndulla, and her son Jason have come to the planet where we last saw Sabine Wren, and of course Ahsoka. But again, obviously Sabine is nowhere to be found, and of course Ahsoka is nowhere to be found too. But then, General Syndulla says to her son Jason, stay here with Chop on the rock formation cliff where Beam Skullin and Lady Wicked Sister Lady Morgan had put the ball that contained the map to Admiral Thrawn's exiled planet location. Like I said in episode 4. But anyway, Jason said, okay, all right, Jason said to his mom, okay, mom, I'll stay. I'll stay put. And General Syndulla said to Chop, keep an eye on Jason. Then we see Jason sitting, obviously sitting by himself with not by himself, but with Chop next to him, and then all of a sudden, we Jason consents, or he hears lightsaber noises coming from the water, coming from the water below, where Beam Skullin pushed Ahsoka's limp body off the cliff, and Jason to me that gave me the indication that Jason has a very strong and deep connection with the Force. The Force is strong in him. The Force, the green hair force, the green hair force is strong in him. Like he has a a deep connection, a deep strong connection with the Force, meaning that he could be a future strong Jedi, a future strong Jedi. So he told his so he told his mom. He told his mom, General Syndulla, that he could sense, or that he was hearing lightsaber noises coming from below, meaning the water. And General Syndulla was like, she was not being skeptical, but she was like, she was like, it can't be. But then she was like, all right. Then she was like, all right. I believe you, but all right. I believe you, Jason. But I believe you. Then she stopped for a moment, and she heard, and then she stopped for a moment. She got a little bit. She got quiet for a bit, and then she heard lightsaber noises. Those same lightsaber noises that Jason was hearing too, from the water below. Then she told her her TIE fighter commander that we have seen in the Mandalorian season 3. And again, guys, I can't pronounce his name, and I'm sorry if I can't pronounce his name, but you know who I'm talking about. So General Syndulla was like, General Syndulla said to her TIE to her her star her TIE her New Republic TIE fighter commander to that Ashoka is down there underneath, below the inside the water below, and by this time that same commander was like, General Syndulla, we need to go. You gave us, or you gave me orders, and my platoon or my squadron to accompany you without Senator or Chancellor, yes, or chancellors without Chancellor's Magma's permission. And we need to go now to Coruscant and explain to the to Chancellor Magma why did he do this without Congress without Congress go back to Congress permission and without her consent as well. So I mean, then she said, then General Syndulla said, okay, we will go after, we will go to explain to Chancellor Magma why we defied her mandate and the council's mandate after we rescue Ashoka. So that's what. So then that's what. Then we that's what. So then that's what General Syndulla did. General Syndulla did. She and her squadron and her X-wing or X5 XFY wing commander rescued Ashoka. Then Ashoka was like to General Syndulla, Sabine is gone. She has vanished. And we need to find Sabine, and we need to do it quick. Then after getting dry for a little bit, we see Ashoka. Well, we see General Syndulla on her insider ship, waiting for Ashoka to so they can talk and figure out what's the next move regarding where could Sabine be. As she was waiting, she got a very a call or a call from Chancellor Magma and Chancellor Chancellor Magma said to uh, to uh, to General Syndulla, General Syndulla, you didn't have the authorization to first of all have this mission without without my consent and without my associate consent, and we will have to reprimand you, and if you wanted, or if you had talked to someone in the at a higher level to get to me, or to me directly, I would have considered 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 the mission that you were undertaking yourself, and we will find a way to reprimand you, and in political Star Wars fashion, that reprimand idea came pretty fast. And basically what Chancellor Magma said is that we will take your ranking, your battle ranking, or your galactic battle ranking off of your name. Then after having this conversation with Chancellor Magma, we see that we see Ashoka coming into General Syndulla's ship, and Ashoka is like to General Syndulla, I know who took her. I know who took Sabine in as a captive, and it's Beam Skolin, and then General Syndulla asked Ashoka this one simple question, and this is one simple question, but it's not only a simple question, it's a key question. It's a key question, a major key question. Did Beam Skolin and wicked Lady Sister Morgan and Beam Skolin's apprentice took her to the exiled planet location of you know who, meaning Admiral Thrawn. And then Ashoka says, I'm not certain. I'm not certain of that idea, but it's very highly it's very highly, not impossible, but it's not impossible, but highly basically Most likely, yes. Yes. Then Ahsoka is pressured, but is asked by Q Young, how are we going to go and rescue Sabine? And Sabine from her captives, meaning Beam Scullin, and Wicked Sister Lady Morgan, and Beam Scullin's apprentice, and perhaps maybe from Admiral Thrawn, and perhaps maybe Admiral Thrawn's clutches. And Ahsoka thought about it. Then she got a very hair-pulling idea. A very Wookiee hairy pulling idea. A Wookiee herring pulling idea that they would get to or they would travel, or go to get Sabine by the Padawan path of whales, by the Padawan path of whales, meaning that they would take a specific flying rail route where they would find a herd of these flying whales, of these flying cool whales that we saw at the very beginning of the planet at the very beginning of this planet of the whale planet exploration. And that's what they did, and that's what Q Young and Ahsoka did. They, and with General Syndulla and her commander, her X-wing commander platoon by her side, by General Syndulla's side, did. They found a herd of these awesome flying black whales, and that's what they did. But these whales, I did not know this until I saw it with my own eyes, that these black whales had light speed, and that's where and that's how and guys, that's how episode 5 of Ahsoka ends. So guys, with that, guys, thank you for watching. Guys. Leave a like, and let me know, what did you think of episode 5 of Ahsoka, and would you love to fly, or love to locate a flock of these awesome flying whales, and where would these flying whales, where would you want them to take you? Personally, I would like these flying whales to take me to Kashyyyk, the home planet of the home Wookiee planet of our favorite Wookiee, Chewbacca. so I would meet his lovable and hairy family, lovable and hairy Wookiee family. So thank you guys for watching. Bye.